Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming what I thought of Blood Brothers. This is the Blood Brothers book that I have, and I have been studying it and reading it, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm going to tell you some things that I liked about it. The first thing is atmosphere. I really like the way that the narrator creates most of the atmosphere. So it could be in the middle of Mickey and Edward having a nice time playing, and all of a sudden the narrator will come on and can change the atmosphere to dark and tense when it's really in a scene that's happy and the characters don't know what's going to happen. That leads me on to number 2, dramatic irony. Dramatic irony is when the audience knows something that the characters do not. So at the beginning of Blood Brothers, the narrator says that the two twins, Mickey and Edward, are going to die. But the characters don't know that they're going to die at the end. So this creates tension for the audience as the scenes progress towards that fate. The next thing is foreshadowing. I really like the way that foreshadowing is used to create more tension in the scene in Act 2. In Act 1, the children, Mickey and Edward, also Linda, they all like to play with guns, and so does Sammy. So they play with like little guns, and they're playing games, not real ones in this yet. And then as you compare this to Act 2, when they're using real guns and a man actually gets shot. So the foreshadowing is crazy because it's like the dramatic irony. At the beginning, we know that they're going to die, and in Act 1, they like to play with guns. In Act 2, they have real guns and they actually kill somebody. So this changes a lot in the play, and it also leads towards the fate at the end of the book, where the two twins die, sadly. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Mrs. Johnston. The narrator makes it out like she's really cruel, and it says in the book, have you ever seen a mother so cruel? I know that's it. But I think that she wasn't actually intending to be cruel. She was giving away her child to protect him, because she knew that she couldn't care for him and give him the best life possible. So when Mrs. Lyons comes along and wants to give this child a life with her, Mrs. Johnston thinks, wow, like this person's got a lot of money, they'll be able to look after my child, give them the best life they can have. So like that. It's a lot like adoption, really. Obviously there's not adoption papers and it wasn't legal, but that's what she did. She wasn't trying to be cruel, she wasn't being horrible to her child. All she was doing was she was just giving away her child so it could have the best life possible. And she didn't know what was going to happen at the end. That is also the use of dramatic irony. People think that it's Mrs. Johnston's fault, but really it's as much Mrs. Lyons' fault as Mrs. Johnston's fault. Because Mrs. Lyons was being manipulative and was saying, please, Miss Johnston, please, because my husband won't be back until late October, or whatever day it was. So she was also being very manipulative to Mrs. Johnston, along with the song. She was showing Miss Johnston that she would be able to give it a better life than she could, which would make it as much the fault of Mrs. Lyons as Miss Johnston's. So both of them brought that fate upon themselves. And Edward and Mickey, obviously. The next thing I'd like to talk about is music. I think that the music is a very important factor in this book, as it shows a lot of emotion through the music and how they're feeling. It gets to outright say how they're feeling, but without it sounding like I was having a good day. Although most of the songs aren't like that. Like the one at the end, when they've just died, when Mickey and Edward have just died, and it says, tell me it's not true, say I only dreamed it, and morning will come soon. Tell me it's not true. So, etc., etc. but it shows the way they're feeling through the music. So the next thing I would like to say is about the inevitability of the end. So obviously in the beginning we know that they're going to die, which creates tension, but some part of you may be thinking, well, what about if they don't die? Like, they might not, because if like one of them moved away, but really it's inevitable and it's going to happen. Like when they moved house and they both ended up in the same place, and they didn't get to choose where they wanted to live. They didn't get to choose they ended up in the same place, but they did because of the inevitability. And this brought Mickey and Edward together again. So that is the end of my video. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like me to do more videos like this, then please comment down below. Yes, but if you enjoyed this video, remember to click like and subscribe, and comment if you want me to do more like this. Bye!